So, for our English lesson today, we're going to focus on the whole school book that we have been reading. So, what is the name of the book? It's called Lubna and Pebble. If you would like to read it again, you can either go back to the work from Tuesday and you can click on the link to watch the video or read it yourself. And I've also put a link in our virtual classroom, so you can just click on the picture of the book and you'll be able to go through to the YouTube video. So who are the two main characters in the story? Have a think about that while I move on to the next slide. So the two main characters are Lubna and Amir. They become good friends in the story. Today we're going to think about writing a character description. Now we've written a couple of character descriptions in year 2 already this year. So I want you to think about what kind of things do we write about? So what can we write about if we're describing a character? Maybe have a pause of the video and have a think about it. So if we are doing a character description, we usually describe their personality and their appearance. And we usually describe their likes and dislikes, so things that they like and things that they don't like. And then we can also say whether we would be friends with them or not, and we give a reason for that. Now today I'm going to let you choose which character you would like to write about. So you can either choose to write about Lubna or Amir. Now I have started to just write down some things about Lubna here. So you might like to do this in your book first. So you might have a picture of Lubna in the middle, and then you might want to split it into the different headings. So we've got here, you can see appearance and personality, and then you've got likes and dislikes. And I've added here, so under appearance, so appearance is what the character looks like. So that would be, so I've just started to write here, she has long, dark hair. Okay, and then personality. This is how she acts. So you might like to write on there. You might write that she is kind. She is a good friend. And you might want to add some more things. So these are just quick ideas to get you started. And then things that she likes, okay, and things that she dislikes. Now, as I said, you can choose either to do Lubna or you can choose to do Amir. But it might be quite a good idea to set it out like this to start off with. So once you have done that, so that's your quick kind of like ideas. Remember, when you do this bit, you don't need to write in full sentences at first, okay? We're going to turn these ideas into sentences afterwards. So today, when you write your character description, these are the things that I'm going to be looking for. So this is your success criteria. I would like you to use full stops, capital letters, and other punctuation. So it might be that you use commas, it might be that you use full stops, and you might even use exclamation marks. I would like you to use expanded noun phrases. Now we're going to have a look at that next in my description that I've started to just remind you of what they are. And you're going to use expanded noun phrases to describe Lubna or Amir. I want you to think about using different sentence openers because we already know that if we use the same sentence opener, our writing gets a bit boring. So we want to make our writing interesting for the reader. Now, I also want you to use the joining word, or the proper name for it is a conjunction, because, to give reasons. You can also use other joining words as well, like and. That's absolutely fine. Your sentences shouldn't just be simple sentences. You should have some complex sentences as well. And then your extra challenge today is to organise your writing using headings. Now, on the next slide, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And I wonder if you are going to be able to spot whether I've done those things. So as you can see, this is the beginning of my character description. I've chosen to write about Lubna, so I've put her name at the top and I've underlined it. And you know how much I like straight lines, so try to use a ruler when you're underlining your headings. Then I'm going to describe what Lubna looks like. So instead of just writing appearance, I've changed it. I've challenged myself and I've changed it into a question. That's why I've got a question mark at the end of it. So I've put, what does Lubna look like? And then I started to write my character description. So I've got, Lubna has long dark hair and always wears a pretty white flower in it. She has big brown eyes and sometimes has a worried look on her face. Can you spot any expanded noun phrases there? Have a pause of the video and think about it. Have I used a joining word? Have a think about it. Okay, so I have definitely used some expanded noun phrases here. You can see I've got long, dark hair. Okay, the noun is hair and I've described it. It's long and dark. Okay, I've also described it by saying that she has a pretty white flower. Again, flower is the noun and we've used adjectives to describe the noun. So we've made an expanded noun phrase, a pretty white flower. I've also said she has big brown eyes. That's another expanded noun phrase. Okay, and I've also used a conjunction, a joining word, because I wanted to make my sentence. I didn't want to use a simple sentence there. I've also made it interesting by using different sentence openers. My first sentence started with Lubna and then I started with she. So I didn't want to make it boring by saying Lubna for the first one and Lubna for the second one. Now, you can write more than that in your sentence for your first part. I've just given you a couple of examples. In the next part, so then you would describe her personality. So her personality is the way she behaves, the way she acts. So again, I've challenged myself by, instead of just writing personality, I've changed it into a question and I've used the correct punctuation at the end of it. I've used a question mark. So what is Lubna's personality like? I've just given one reason to start off with. You can obviously do more than that. I'd love to see more writing. But this is my first couple of sentences. So, Lubna is a good friend. When Amia first arrived, she made friends with him because he looked sad and didn't know anyone. So, again, I have used different sentence openers. I've got Lubna here and then I've started off with when. I've also used the word because. I didn't just say that she made friends with him. I've said why she's made friends with him. Okay. And then again, there's lots of different things you can describe about Lubna's personality. So just have a good think about that and go back. Don't forget, you can go back to this, which should have all of your ideas on, and you can keep referring back to it when you're writing your sentences. So after I've finished, so once I've done her appearance and once I've done her personality, I would go on to the things that she likes and dislikes. And again, I've challenged myself by turning those headings into a question. So I've put, what does she like and dislike, using a question mark at the end of my writing. So here again, I would write in full sentences about the things that Lubna likes and dislikes, and you will know this from reading the book. At the end of your character description, you can also describe you can also say whether you would like to be friends with her or him, whoever you choose, and don't forget to give a reason, okay? So good luck with your character description. I'll just remind you very quickly of what I'm expecting. So I'm definitely expecting all that punctuation, full stops, capital letters. I'm expecting expanded noun phrases. I would like your writing to make your writing interesting by using different sentence openers and use some conjunctions, especially the conjunction because, to give a reason when you're describing your character's personality. And your big challenge is to organise your writing using headings. Okay, so have a go at that. And I would love to see your character description. So don't forget, you can send your work to me. Okay. Oh, and also don't forget to make sure that your handwriting is beautiful as well. So practice that handwriting. We've started to do joined writing, so try to practice them with those joins. Okay, good luck with your character description.